people. Thank you for joining me once more on my channel for another video. The title of this video is I Fought for Her in Friendship. I'm currently doing a series called I Fought for Her, and essentially what that means is areas of my life that I had to really fight for myself, fight for the person that I am today and I continue to evolve to be. And so I'm sharing this series with you so you can find instances in your life where you can fight for you and see the importance of doing so to make your life continue to be progressive and growing and healthy as well. So I selected the topic of I fought for her in friendship because friendships are some of the most enduring relationships outside of family. It's important to know who you align yourself to does matter. I know people try to have the notion these days that it doesn't matter what the person's background is, or it doesn't matter the walks of life. Life happens to us all. I'm not speaking from a standpoint of that, but good people are good people. People who mean you well are people who mean you well. There are such things as frenemies. And there are people who come into your life for seasons or periods of time, and having the understanding of what that looks like and what genuine friendship, what you require from genuine friendship is essential, and what you give back in genuine friendship is essential. So let's get started with I fought for her in friendship. So let me give you a little backdrop in terms of my personality and things I really value. Some key components I value in true friendships. I value loyalty first and foremost. I value people who are just as loyal to me as I am to them, meaning we respect one another even as we go through life's challenges and changes and transitions in our lives. We can celebrate each other when we need to celebrate. We can go ahead and, be supportive of one another when life is happening. Either way, we are loyal to our friendship, that regardless of the seasons of our friendship, we are there in the good times, the bad times, and the in-between times. The other component is what you get back and what I give. So reciprocity, to simply put it. Reciprocity is essential to me, because I don't mind pouring into my friendship as well as it's pouring back into me. So I surround myself with people that I truly enjoy, not just elevating and sharing and imparting into, but also people who can do the same for me. Any relationship that's one-sided can become draining, and what I say is anything you pour into that cannot give back to you in some form, shape, or form, and that's any relationship, not just friendship, any relationship where it's one-sided and you're always pouring and there's no reciprocity will eventually die off, meaning ending of the friendship, ending of the relationship, because you're not nurturing it enough for it to be more. So it's important that when you look at the realm of friendship, that you have key components. I would say the third thing that I value in friendship are people that I can learn from and I truly like. Okay, likability and learn from, my double L's. No pun intended. Well, I guess it is pun intended. But the double L's, because I like people that I feel are edifying for my mind, but at the same time don't take themselves too highly, that we can still joke around and still have a well-rounded relationship. And also people who don't lie. Transparency. That, I can tell you something confident and feel and know that you're a genuine friend and that you advise me from a genuine space. With that being said, the story time I'm going to apply to this instance of I fought for her in friendship is a 20 plus year friendship with a young lady I knew since my high school days. And our friendship spanned the test of time, one would think. When we were younger, I was Miss Popularity. I was like I would call myself a popular nerd. I love to dress up, as you can see. And I was Miss Best Dressed. I also was an honor roll student, and I was a very popular person within my crew, and she was part of my crew. And nothing's wrong with that because I never looked down on anybody or felt I was superior to anybody, irrespective of my popularity. Okay? So, as we progressed in and matured into adults, she in turn went to the healthcare field. I went into the business sector. And as life progressed for the both of us, we had changes in our lives. But over time, I realized as changes morphed in our lives, I was supportive, but she wasn't. When she was engaged, I was present. When she got married, I was present. When she bought her first home, I was present. When she had her first child, I was present. And I celebrated all these different milestones with her. But when I had moments of success, she wasn't present. When I got married, she wasn't present. When I excelled, went ahead and got my master's degree, she wasn't present. When I purchased a home, she wasn't present. But she always wanted me to give her my stamp of approval and celebrate her accomplishments and success in life because I was her quote unquote friend. And over these years, as I looked at this stuff, and it felt like a competition, like I was competing with someone that I didn't sign up to compete with. And it was very alarming to me. It's like I could sense it, but I always gave her grace in this space because I'm like, well, maybe I'm looking at it too harshly. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong, and it's not what I assume it to be. Or as I worked on certain accomplishments, she'll see I successfully did something, then she won't want to have the conversation or even acknowledge it at that point. So I've just learned that she wasn't for me. The last straw for me in terms of my friendship with this individual is when there were a couple of instances that happened. When she had her husband threw her a surprise birthday party. And I live not too far from where she resides in another neighboring township. And not only was I not invited, but she invited friends from out of state that flew in for this surprise party. And I, who is literally live less than 5 minutes from where she worked, she did not even physically, or he did not even physically reach out to me to invite me. So I started to see that we weren't really friends. We were really associates. And I noticed she wanted to correspond with me over social media as opposed to having direct dialogue with me. And even as I continued to have my own personal successes, she was more adamant about not celebrating me, but she wanted me to acknowledge another success in her life. I say this to say that irrespective of the back and forth pull and tug, earlier this year I decided she is no longer needed in my life because I realized she's not a friend. She is a frenemy. She's an enemy that ascribes herself to friendship. And because she was close to me and I always made up excuses for why this friendship should go this span of time, I did not see the writing on the wall for this, that it should have been detached years ago. Now, as my inner circle of friends grew, I had one particular friend that this frenemy disliked immensely. Not that she knew her, not that they had a rapport, not that they had they knew of each other, but they didn't run in the exact circles, but they ran in similar circles. And she wanted me to pretty much let go of this friend who actually was supportive, who actually was fun to be around, who I did receive reciprocity from, who was supportive of me and encouraging in every facet of my life. So I say that to say, always assess those around you. Know why people want to be connected to you, because who you're connected to matters. You could say, oh, it doesn't. Who you're connected to can breathe life into you. Even at your lowest moment, won't judge you, won't assess you, will be supportive of you and help you get over the challenges of life. But when you have a frenemy, they'll sit there, they'll listen to you, they'll act as if they are lending an empathetic or sympathetic ear, and truth be told, they're laughing about your situation because they're assessing their lives as being better than yours. So I know we say haters, or those people who just hating on me from afar and this and that. I've learned some of the biggest haters are right there calling themselves your friend. So I do believe in the power of friendship. I do believe in having strong connections with people. But all I have to say to it is assess who you're connecting yourself to. So I fought for myself in friendship because I did not allow someone who did not mean me good to continue to remain in my life. Although it was a delayed process, although I tried to make countless excuses for why this person belonged, when I truly knew in my heart of hearts they didn't, when it was time to let go, I let go. When she called my phone, I blocked her and let it ring. Because I realized you want to communicate with me only when it's convenient for you. You want to be a social media quote unquote friend, then continue to be a social media observer of me. But you will not be called a friend. And I am not responding to your calls. So it's empowering for you to assess those in your life. And all friendships are not meant to last a lifetime. For me, I have 4 females that I love and adore. Ironically, all their names start with S. So I call them my favorite 4 S's. And it's a pleasure to have them in my life because they're a diverse group of women that have been there for me in different elements of my life and continue to be present in my life. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the power of true friendship, that even at my lowest moments, they still remain true friends. So fight for yourself in the space of friendship, and do not let anybody make you feel guilty about exiting left out of their life, okay? It's okay to say, I love me more than the situation. And it's okay to go ahead and celebrate you and surround yourself with people who celebrate you as well. Thank you for this short, brief story time in terms of how I fought for myself in friendship and how you too can fight for yourself in friendship. All right. Subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.